I'm Paul Zigo.
I am TJ Kirk. This is Chauncey.
This is Pitch Wars!
Pitch Wars. You feel that? You feel that energy?
Yeah.
Feel that?
It's...
I ain't feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Okay, now I feel it. Now I feel it. Okay, no, wait. No. Yes! Okay. Last time on Pitch Wars, we pitched Alien vs. Predator concepts.
Yep.
I did Alien vs. Predator Coliseum.
I did Hunter.
This is a fan pitch from someone in our audience.
Yeah,
Paul's
Xenodroid says, here's my pitch, a combination of Paul's idea and TJ's idea in a single film. Have 4 young predators from the same tribe, 1 female, 3 male. The males get captured by space poachers from the Coliseum, and the girl is punished by her tribe leaders for allowing the humans to overpower them. And she's exiled onto a xenomorph breeding ground planet as punishment. She's told she may return once she's capable... This is the thing I liked about this pitch. Once she's capable of killing the one thing in the universe a predator has never been able to kill, a king xenomorph.
A king?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not like an ant colony where the queen's the top bitch. There's a king, too.
There's a king, too.
Xenomorphs are a fucking patriarchy.
So, yeah, he ends it up with saying, thanks for reading. I hope Paul and TJ see this so they can call my pitch dog shit. Well, your pitch is dog shit, but...
Yeah, it's derivative as fuck, but I do like the king xenomorph.
Yeah, that's why I chose it, because
Yep.
I wish I would have thought of the king.
That is a cool concept, you know? Because I've always thought of them like an ant colony and never even thought like there would be a king, too. But, you know, they're a fictional species. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I like the idea. But as it came down to the numbers don't lie, although I have to say TJ pulled a marginal, insignificant victory over me in this one.
All I heard was the word victory.
Certainly within the margin of error of any
Margin of
scientific
error?
poll. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's no margin of error.
Dude, 54% to 46% in favor of TJ's pitch. That is within the margin of error.
Even if there were a margin of error, that is not within the margin of error. No, it's in the margin.
Why?
Alien vs. Predator Coliseum has been greenlit by our audience. Hollywood, get on it.
Whatever,
Send me
TJ.
money.
Whatever, TJ.
All right, so today we're going to do a little bit something different. We're not going to pitch exactly the same franchise. Look, in recent times, there have been a lot of shitty reboots of horror movie classics.
From like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and Halloween.
Halloween's been done to death. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hills Have Eyes, all kinds of stuff. All sorts of remakes of horror classics have come out.
And they've all been pretty much bad.
So we've decided, you know, if Hollywood is so, you know, gung-ho to remake this shit, or to bring it to a new era, we should contribute our ideas. Since obviously Hollywood is totally bankrupt of ideas, let's see what we got.
So we each picked a franchise. TJ chose A Nightmare on Elm Street, and I chose Friday the 13th. Since I went first last time, I think TJ's going to go first this time.
All right. So as Paul said, Nightmare on Elm Street is the franchise. One of the first things is no one but fucking Robert Englund can be Freddy Krueger, but he's a little bit old, but I think I found a workaround. You guys remember that shitty Beowulf movie that Robert Zemeckis did? It was the whole movie was CG.
Yeah.
We're going to do that same fucking thing, because I don't think there's anything wrong with that conceptually. I just don't think any of the movies that have been done that way have been particularly good. But I think it could be done well. And if there's a franchise that you could use that effectively in, I think Nightmare on Elm Street's the fucking ideal one. Because my idea is called Freddy's Dreamworld. Kind of a play on Kirby's Dream Land. A little bit obscure, whatever. What's the problem with the fucking Freddy movies? Every single fucking one is the same. The first time we saw it was cool. Group of teenagers. Oh, they're being terrorized in their dreams by Freddy Krueger, and none of the adults around them believe him. And that was cool once. It was even cool again in Dream Warriors, the third part. But other than that, it's kind of been tired. I mean, it was tired in the second movie, and it was tired in the fourth movie, fucking on. So we're just jettisoning that fucking concept. Dreamworld has Freddy realizing that tormenting the kids of Elm Street is not enough. He's going to figure out a way to pull the entire fucking world into the dream realm. The entire Earth, whoop, sucked out of fucking this existence and into the fucking nightmare world of Freddy Krueger, where Freddy Krueger is going to assume his mantle as despot, and he's going to torture all of humanity at all times. Now, the world is kind of the same as it ever was. We're not going to go over the top with it. It's not going to be like a fucking M.C. Escher painting or some over-the-top shit. It's going to be grounded in reality, sort of like Inception. But, but it's just like you have to live your day-to-day life, but now you got to contend with fucking nightmares. Like, giant spiders could just invade your house at any time, or some crazy shit could happen. Freddy is constantly letting you know that he's in charge and that you're his bitch. There's a scene where people are walking down the street and there's this big screen with Freddy in it, and he's pointing down at people and telling their darkest secrets and shit. So it's just a living fucking nightmare for all of humanity. All hope is lost. Everyone's fucking depressed. Now, you could go the cliche route there and have a resistance spring up and fight Freddy, which is obviously the first thing anyone's mind goes to in that fucking concept. So we will have that, but we're going to take it in a much different direction. In Freddy's world, because Freddy is evil, the most evil people in the world, the more evil you are, the more you get Freddy's power to an extent. Basically, he has nightmare generals. The most evil people in the world who have power comparable to his own because they're just as evil and wicked as him are also powerful, so humanity also has to contend with that. Every fucking criminal is all of a sudden a fucking supervillain, and the worse you are as a fucking person, the more powerful you are in this new nightmare realm. Eventually, Freddy kind of looks at this, and he has an epiphany. He literally has a Grinch Who Stole Christmas-esque moment where Freddy's heart grew 3 sizes that day. He sees, look at all the misery I've created. Look at all this anguish and pain and suffering that I've just brought to the whole world. Look how I've made my problems everyone's problems. And he actually realizes, wow, I'm a piece of shit. And I have to redeem myself. And so he goes to his nightmare generals and he says to them, look, this is bullshit. We need to fucking fix this. This is too much even for me. The ugliness that I've brought out of people has made me realize, even me, Freddy fucking Krueger, even I'm scared of what's going on here. But the nightmare generals don't want to give up power, so the rest of the movie is Freddy. Freddy does a fucking face turn. Freddy goes against his fucking generals. He fights them one by one in these awesome, epic dream battles that once again are entirely done in hyper-realistic CG animation. He eventually prevails. He restores the world, and then humanity, they come to Freddy, and you think maybe they're going to thank Freddy, maybe they're going to be grateful, maybe they're going to be touched by his turn. But no, because Freddy realizes that he's never going to be forgiven for his sins. He's never going to be forgiven for the monster he was, and they actually burn him again. The cycle begins anew. They burn Freddy alive, and he fucking returns to the fucking dream realm and becomes evil again. But he realizes, look, I can never be a good guy, but I went too far that time. I'm just gonna stick to killing teenagers. And that's kind of like his happily ever after, sort of. He learns a moral lesson about the ugliness of humanity, and he realizes that there's things out there worse than he could ever be.
I like it, dude.
Freddy's Dreamworld.
Freddy's face turn, man.
Yep.
I like it. I actually kind of like the idea of Freddy being the good guy.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, if we're honest, who are people going to this movie to see?
They're going for
not
Freddy.
The fucking cast of disposable killables. They're going for fucking Freddy. He's
Absolutely.
the heart. He's the soul. Let's see it through his eyes.
I have a similar kind of vision for Friday the 13th. I'm just going to walk you guys through the start of mine before I even talk about what it's called. The start of my Friday the 13th movie has Jason chasing a chick who looks like she's been through hell, through the woods, towards a cabin. It looks like the end of a Friday the 13th movie, where Jason has finally killed everybody. She walks into the cabin. She has that big moment where she sees all of her friends dead in various gory ways. She turns around, chick, 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 chick. Jason's standing in the doorway. No, please, no. She backs off. He comes up to her, raises his fucking machete high above his head and swings it down, and right as it's about to hit her, Jason just fucking disappears. Poof! And she goes, oh, what the fuck? Then we cut directly to a Nazi, like a Weimar-era Nazi fucking laboratory with all these Nazi scientists gathered around this big machine that's whirring and goes, and Jason appears in that fucking machine as he's still swinging his fucking machete down and just fucking eviscerates the closest fucking Nazi scientist to him. Boom, title screen, Jason versus the Nazis. That's it. That's it, man. Jason is going, look, like TJ's pitch, people are going to see these Friday the 13th movies for Jason. Mm-hmm. Jason has been the hero of these films for a long time. And we keep throwing him in front of this same cast of teenagers and young adults, and we get to see him carve them up, and then he's in a new... No matter where Jason is, he's always doing the same thing. And I don't want to take that away from the series. I just want to give him a cast of killables that everybody can agree on. Who doesn't want to see Jason butchering the Nazis? Through a series of happenstances in this movie, Jason is going to travel all over, Nazi Germany, meeting all kinds of prominent Nazis and finding creative ways to kill them. He's going to, eventually, of course, we're going to tease that Hitler is involved in this, because as soon as people hear what the movie's about, Jason versus the Nazis, they're going to want him to kill Hitler. And so Hitler is going to become more and more aware of this Jason problem that's gotten out of hand in one of his labs. And eventually, I kind of imagine that they capture Jason. Now, I want Jason to be way more powerful in this movie than he has been in previous movies. I want him to be just like Superman. I want him to be able to kick over a fucking vehicle and shit. He needs to be an unstoppable fucking killing machine for it to be credible that he's going to go up against all of the Nazis and win. So, but eventually they're going to subdue Jason and sow their own fucking demise by bringing him back to study him. And he'll be in the same bunker complex that fucking Hitler is in. And of course, the final scene in the movie, well, what people think is going to be the final scene in the movie, is Jason busting into Hitler's bunker. And Hitler has this device that one of the Nazi scientists gave to him that's supposed to send Jason back. And he's fumbling with it. Oh, scheiße. And Jason's getting closer. And Hitler's fumbling and Jason's getting close. Just like the beginning of the movie. It's almost the same thing. Jason raises his machete above his head and Hitler's like, no, 999! And right as Jason fucking lops him in half, his thumb, he does the right thing with this device and Jason disappears, but not before fucking turning Hitler into a broken tree. Just fucking the swipe goes halfway through him. Just... And the last thing we see of Hitler is him just blooming like this big gory fucking flower. And everybody in the fucking theater goes, yeah! But they don't realize, where did Jason get sent? Well, as soon as we've seen enough of fucking Hitler's gory shit, we get a close-up of somebody's black-gloved hand. And then all of a sudden, shoom, a fucking machete goes through it. And a guy pulls his hand up. It's a real tight shot. And he goes, oh, you fucking fascists! You fucking fascists! And it starts to pull back. And we're in the modern times at an Antifa versus alt-right rally in the National Mall. And Jason is standing there confused. And all these people are like, fucking fascists, fuck you, man! And he just starts fucking whacking away. And it's all one shot. It just pulls back very slowly and very steadily as fucking Jason just wades out into this group of fucking unlovable people and just starts lopping their heads off. The fucking media is there. I want some politician to be there giving some stump speech. He gets fucking eviscerated. Jason kicks over a fucking news vehicle. We're still pulling back. And when we get, the carnage of this last shot, it's the centerpiece of the movie. He's got to just be wading through these people. Antifa are getting fucking killed. Alt-right. Pepe the Frog is there and he fucking cuts him in half. And then when it finally gets too far for us to really be able to tell what's going on, when all we can see is the National Mall with people scrambling away from Jason and fires and explosions and puddles of fucking gore, end movie. I'm sorry, I'm declaring victory right now. Jason versus the Nazis.
Jason versus the Nazis or Freddy's Dreamworld. Let us know. Vote down below. Which one would you rather see? We will see you next time on Pitch Wars.
Peace.
Peace.